Hey guys, it's Lisa, and today we're going to cover the top 5 design trends for 2020 that you really need to know about. One of my favorite trends this year is really interesting hardware. And what I love about this is it's relatively inexpensive. You can even do it if you're renting, because you can always take it with you. And we've been doing some great stuff with some of the vendors, like Anthropologie's got some great stuff, West Elm. We just did a beautiful project with a product from Renovation, and we'll link to all of this down below. But take a look, because vendors are really getting interested in this, and it's a really fun trend that makes your space feel instantly updated. So another trend that I am absolutely loving is the use of wallpaper and even murals. And it's been around before, but this time it's coming back and there's so much cool stuff out. There's always been basics like the seagrasses and one of my personal favorites, which is a gray wool felt pinstripe, which is really yummy for men's club looks and things like that. But the mural effect is happening. And so if you want to do a custom wall that really is impactful, you start looking at some of the murals that are around. You can see this one's 8 feet high. So it's a really impactful look. But one word of caution, which is wall coverings can be a little tricky. And if you overplay it, it's dead right away. So you want to remember to keep it to places that it stays controlled. So things like powder rooms, a single wall of a nursery, maybe, as a backsplash element under in a kitchen, but keep it contained. And then that way the specialness of the element is really good. So color is always a trend discussion. And what's cool about this year is that for 2020, we're definitely seeing a significant shift. Now, I don't know about you, but we've been looking at gray for a long time and I'm a little over it. What we're seeing is gray is good, and it's still being used, but it's more of like a kind of like a French gray, something kind of along these lines. French gray is really basically a gray with a brown base note to it. And we're also seeing kind of warm whites as opposed to the cooler whites, and definitely a trend towards natural wood finishes. This is a beautiful gray oak flooring that I just literally installed this week into a client's house. So we're definitely seeing some fresher, warmer takes on the overall palette and moving away from the gray. So that is a huge, huge, huge trend that you're going to want to stay on top of. So the other thing that's an important area that's getting a color shift for this year is the kitchen. What we're definitely seeing is we've done grays and whites to death. And now what we're seeing is a little bit more of an introduction of some warmer, softer tones. I've seen some corals being done, soft coral. I've also seen some natural greens, definitely the natural like maple wood finishes. Those kinds of things serve to, in companionship with white, really kind of bring a breath of fresh air to what we've been seeing in terms of chromatics for kitchens. The last thing that I'm going to say is definitely a trend for this year, but I am not a fan, is super dark kitchens. And of course, this is just like the pendulum, right? You get white kitchens for ages and they're great, and then all of a sudden somebody wants to do something that looks like it belongs in a men's club. And that's fine, but for my purposes, the kitchen is a working room and it's a task-oriented area. And I always think those places are best served to be well lit. So I professionally will continue to do white kitchens unless someone's asking me to do, a gentleman's condo in New York. And then, he's never going to cook in there anyway. So tech isn't going anywhere, obviously, but decor-friendly tech is getting way better, especially for this year. Everybody's seen the Nest, which is the beautiful thermostat. And then we've also got Ring, which is the really great looking doorbell that doubles as a home security system remotely. But now what we've got coming this year are 2 televisions that double as artwork when they're not on, which is like a miracle for designers, because we always hate seeing those big black things just hanging on the wall. 2 brands that you've got to check out is the Samsung, let's see, it's the Samsung easel and the LG gallery product. They're really beautiful. We'll put links to them down below, but they are the thing for this year. Okay, so guys, if you like this video, please comment down below because I read every comment. I'd love it if you'd subscribe and share it with someone you know.